Hi, and if you're new here, my name is Jasmine and I'm from Jasmine and the Littles. So I want to talk about what we used and what we're still using for phonics after my daughter turned about 2.5 years old. We started using the Good and the Beautiful Preschool Course Book that they had available on their website, and I'm also including the Kindergarten Prep book in this video too because as of now, my daughter is 3.5 years old and we have now started their kindergarten language arts curriculum from the Good and the Beautiful. And I'll talk a little bit more about that later on in this video. Now, one thing about the Good and the Beautiful is that they have most of their language arts and math programs for free as digital downloads on their website. And I'm going to put a link in the description box below. But just know that the preschool and the kindergarten prep books are not a part of their free program or free curriculum. You do have to purchase those. They have super premium pages and you're going to be doing a lot of coloring, highlighting, and flipping through those books. So it just makes more sense just to get a physical copy. That said, they're super affordable and you can either get a physical copy or a digital copy to print at home. But honestly, they're the same price. Now, one thing that I loved about both the preschool book and also the kindergarten prep book is that neither one of them really requires your child to write a whole lot. And that was really important because handwriting is one of my daughter's weakest points. She's still young and just developmentally, she just isn't writing like that. And honestly, it just turns into full-blown tears if I try to push her too far into writing. So I love that this program is a really solid introduction, not just to the alphabet, but to actual phonics like letter sounds, short vowel sounds, and stuff like that. And they don't start teaching long vowel sounds until the kindergarten language arts level. And I'm totally fine with that. I just like how it's paced. And one thing I love about this program is that it gives you a little bit of everything, except for a few things, which I'm going to talk about later in this video. But overall, it's a really solid preschool book. Another thing that I love about the preschool and kindergarten prep books is a straightforward, open and go curriculum. Like it literally tells you what to say on the page. And that was a game changer for me because let's be real, not everyone watching this is a teacher or a homeschool veteran. And this might be your first child or your second, and it gets overwhelming just trying to figure out what to do or how to say it. This book makes it totally easy. Honestly, it's my #1 phonics curriculum recommendation. And I've told many people with kids at the same age as my daughter that this is the one that I would recommend. Now, the preschool book has, I believe, 90 lessons, and they include a little review or assessment at the end. It's full color, it's open and go, it's super engaging, and it does introduce shapes, colors, and basics here and there, but it keeps phonics as the focus. And they also have these supplemental practice pages and games, which I would definitely suggest buying if your child is starting from ground zero. Like if they only know the ABC song and then that's just about it. Now, in my case, my daughter was already reading by the time we started, so we really didn't need the extras, but they're still great resources and great for review, especially if your child needs a little bit more repetition or reinforcement. Now, let me just say one of the things that I think that you should buy is the folder games. It really made a tremendous difference in my daughter's comprehension, her phonics, her vowels, and I'll show you a little snippet of those folder games in this video because it was such a game changer for her to know the difference between uppercase versus lowercase, some of the vowel sounds, and just really reinforcing those. She absolutely loved, I think it was the mouse in the house, and then there was another one where I think it's like you feed the elephant peanuts. By the time we finished the preschool course book, I felt really confident in my daughter's phonemic awareness and language arts skills. But like I said earlier, my daughter is pretty advanced, so I started wondering, do I even need to really buy the kindergarten prep book? I even did their placement test online and she actually tested at a first grade level, but I didn't want to skip any of those foundational concepts. So I went ahead and I bought the kindergarten prep course book. And let me tell y'all, I am so glad that I did. It was only 30 lessons. And I really thought to myself, this probably isn't going to be enough, but it actually worked. Now I will say this, if you're following a traditional school year and starting preschool in August or September, I would honestly recommend doing the preschool course throughout the year and just a few times a week, then doing the kindergarten prep book over the summer. The kindergarten prep is very similar to the preschool book, but it leans more into the mastery, specifically the letter sounds and the short vowel sounds. For example, my daughter was still mixing up her I and E sounds and sometimes O and U's too. And those short vowels can be really tricky for young kids. But the book really helped reinforce that. Now, one of the lessons includes what they call passwords. They're basically blending activities where your child can't get into the castle until they blend correctly. And my daughter totally loved that when she's into princesses and castles. And they also had another one called the vowel vine, where your child raises the vine and has to say the correct vowel sound. And she really enjoyed those kind of activities. And I felt like it really made a difference. By the end of the kindergarten prep, she was blending so well. And they even introduced some of the blending videos that go along with the lessons. It actually tells you to watch them multiple times. And I highly recommend that you watch that. Now going into the kindergarten language arts book, it's really amazing and I've been really impressed. Now I know some people say that the Good and the Beautiful is just too overhyped or it's aesthetic, but it really works. Like it's not just cute, it's effective. And I love that the lessons are short. You're not sitting there all day. Like you maybe spend like 20-30 minutes max and your child still walks away with a lot. Another thing that I appreciate is that both the preschool and kindergarten prep books don't rely on writing. If anything, it's just tracing. Y'all, I have gone to Sam's Club, Walmart, Costco, those big preschool kindergarten workbooks. Half the book is just writing and it's just not realistic. Most of the kids at that stage are not just really writing yet. And a lot of those books are just trash. Now we've tried Planned Preschool and the Gentle Classical Preschool. And while those were very highly recommended, I was just not impressed. And they weren't giving academics. Like playing preschool felt more like daycare activities, and gentle classical, honestly, it was boring. And I know a lot of people hype them up because they look pretty, like all of them. But when I opened them up, I was like, yeah, no shade. But overall, I highly recommend buying the preschool and kindergarten prep books. Even though my daughter is really ahead, I am really trying to slow things down and make sure that she gets a good foundation. And being a busy mom, I needed something that didn't just overwhelm me. Now, this program is open and go. It's simple, and you could totally homeschool multiple kids at once using this without getting overwhelmed. They also include fun games and really beautiful videos to go along with it, and it really lives up to its name. It's good and it's beautiful, period. And that's just on Mary Had a Little Lamb. Now, later on down the line, I don't know what we'll be using, but for now, the good and the beautiful has our vote for language arts and phonics. And I actually filmed a video going over our full 2025-2026 curriculum picks for kindergarten. It's not what you think it is, so just make sure you keep an eye out for that video. If it's not up yet, go ahead and hit that like on this video, hit subscribe, and turn on that bell so you don't miss any new uploads. And I hope that this was super helpful. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments and let me know what you liked or didn't like. Again, it's not all that you need. You still need to teach numbers and colors and standards, and maybe I'll do a checklist on the blog soon. And don't forget, the biggest help that you can give your child right now is just to read to them every single day. That plus learning the basic numbers from 0 to 10 will really set them up beautifully for kindergarten. So that is it, and that is all, and see you guys in the next one.